good afternoon. As we start our Berry Steer Show, we got 3 young people out here competing in senior showmanship. Let's give them all a big round of applause for their efforts out here this afternoon. They're doing a great job. I think all 3 of them are doing a good job, and we'll talk about the differences I see between the 3 of them, but it sorts out pretty logically for me when you study them, and then especially when you visit with them and ask them a little bit about their project and then watch them maneuver around the ring and set the cattle up. Pretty easy decision. Young man right in the middle, he's going to be first. He's your winner. He's the one that, for me, from start to finish, just always has the steer set up. He takes the extra time to make sure that he's got that steer set up, presented, and gives you the best look at him at all times. Again, I appreciate that. I think in terms of feet and leg placement, he does that as well as any of them until he's really worked with his calf. Young lady will be second, and I think she does a good job as well. Again, probably didn't work to get those back feet staggered quite as much. Would love to see that back foot on my side, just a little further back than the one on the show side. But again, another really good showman, plenty knowledgeable about her project. Young man in third, also a good showman. Steer's a little bit bigger, probably a little harder to maneuver around at times, and his structure doesn't make him the easiest one in the world to show. But again, he's one that if we could get him set up and presented, especially on the side view profile at a little higher level, he'd be a little more competitive. But 3 really good showmen in senior showmanship. Give him another big round of applause. young men out here in the intermediate showmanship in the Dairy Steer Show. And again, both of them, I think, doing a nice job. Both of them have a lot of the fundamental mechanics of showmanship down. I think it comes down to the small things as far as who gets the calf set up, who keeps the calf set up, and then who has some basic knowledge about the project. And so put all those things together. The young man with the shorthorn steer, he's going to be first. The young man with the black steer, he's going to be second. Both of them, again, do a good job. Just a little faster on the draw here for the young man first as far as getting his calf set up. Maybe just a little smoother on the halter. Young man second, again, a good showman as well, doing a good job. Just need him to know a little bit more about his calf, especially how much he weighs. One of those facts you just need to know when you're showing him. So we bring our champions back out, our two first and senior and intermediate showmanship and our two second place winners in those respective divisions. Pick a champion and reserve overall showman. Again, I think we get them back out going to be your Supreme Champion Showman, young man that won the intermediate so he deserved. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Hunter Hoff for Dairy Steer Showmanship Champion, and Reserve Champion was Patrick Wolfmeyer.
A couple of feeder steers here, and you both look like very short horns to me. And I think the pair is interesting to sort, but I think skeletal differences is what sorts the pair for me. Young man steering the lead is certainly straighter, stronger, and truer from the top side of his shoulder all the way back to his hip. He's straighter and truer out of his spine and his hip. He's better structured. He moves with certainly more freedom and ease off both ends of his skeleton. And I see just a bit more true muscle shape and width than him than I do with steering second. Steering second's pounds heavier. He's a little deeper and bolder about his center body. But he's one that gets off in his top line just a bit. It's to cave in right behind his shoulder and just gets up in his spine when you ask him to go. Not nearly as thick and massive right through his center and his lower quarter. Nice pair of those feeder steers. So let's give those young men a round of applause. competition. He's deep and bold about his center rib. F is pretty straight and true in terms of his top. I like the way that his neck comes high out of the top side of his shoulder. Wants to taper back from his hooks to his pins just a bit. We might give him just a little more shape and punch there, but again, a nice calf to come out and win as a single entry, but certainly one that could have stood a little competition. Congratulations to that young man. Let's give him a round of applause. Another single entry here in our feeder show, and again one that could have stood a little competition. Large frame, long body, pretty long and level in terms of his spine and his hip. I think good on his feet and legs, gets around the ring and maneuvers pretty well. If you want to be ultra critical of him, you might want him to have just a bit more shape and power from end to end. Moderate his frame size a tick, but again, in terms of balance and look and quality, he's one that balances up pretty well. Congratulations to that young man for having a good single entry class winner. Single entry here in our market show. The young lady steers large frame, long body, got some extension and some length from end to end. Really like the long extended neck and front end that he's got. I think adequate in terms of his length, shape, and volume. Again, one you might want to give just a little more pure shape to, but again, calf that balances well when you stand from the side. We'll see him again when he comes back for a championship drive in the market show. But congratulations to her on her class winner. Let's give her a round of applause. nice pair here, and the young man steering the lead's going to be our class winner. I think just from a balance and symmetry and structural correctness standpoint, he's the one that fits the bill the best. When you think about him as market animals, he's also the shapelier choice of the pair. He's bigger top, he's thicker ended, he's got more true muscle. When you get your hands on him, he's certainly the more appropriately finished one as well. Even though he's the lighter weight steer of the pair, he's the one that gives you the look, the balance, the quality, along with some market readiness, and that's why he wins the class. Steering second, certainly larger frame, got more substance of bone and foot. That bone and foot will work to his detriment from a yield rate standpoint when we think about these as market animals. I'd moderate him a tick if we want to talk about ideals and make him a little bit more moderate frame. He's a little bit out on his front end over at his knee. We fix him from a skeletal design standpoint compared to our class winner, just to make him a bit more ideal. A nice pair of steers there though. Let's give him a round of applause. Another single entry here in our market showing the young man sure brings us the pounds heaviest one we've seen. He's bumping 1,700 pounds, and certainly there, I think, in terms of maturity and fat cover and all those things. Definitely a pounds heavy one that's been fed well and is definitely his logical endpoint. We want to talk about ideals on that one. He's a bit off in terms of the structure. He gets over at his knee. He's real tentative and hesitant as you ask him to travel off his rear too. One there that to me just probably needs a bit more muscle ratio to fat ratio if we want to talk about ideals when we take him to market. But again, no doubt he's been fed well, he's been cared for well, and he's grown and he's performed. Appreciate those attributes about him. We'll see him again in the championship drive. Let's give that young man a round of applause for doing a good job feeding one. we get our class winners back out here in the market show and figure out which one you want to use for grand and reserve. Again, not tons of numbers out here, but sure, I think plenty of quality to talk about when you look at the three individuals you got out here. Let's give each one of these young people out here in the championship drive a big round of applause. And again, appreciate their efforts in getting these berry steers to us. Young ladies, brown and white steer that wins the first class, as we said, one that for a single entry stacked up pretty well. Like his depth and his shape of rib, appreciate the fact that he's level from the top side of his shoulder back to his tail head. Again, one that's probably a nickel larger framed and maybe a little flatter in his design, but again, from a balanced point, I think he stacks up well with the competition out here. Young man steer out of the middle division is one that, when you look at the ones on either side of him, you know, he looks, a little longer, a little racier, and certainly a little heavier muscle than he is. I mean, that calf's probably got a bigger, wider top. He's certainly thicker and bolder back through his hip. He's got a little more meat animal shape when you're reading right from behind. From a skeletal design standpoint, he's certainly the best made creature from the ground up. He moves better and he's certainly more appropriate in his angles and his joints than the cattle on either side of him. He balances well. Doesn't hurt that the young man does a good job getting him presented at a high level also. And again, you would expect that out of your showmanship winner, but that helps his cause quite a bit too in terms of just presentation. The big guy out of the last class, and again, you could sit here and debate all day long about just pure pounds of product, and yeah, he's certainly the pounds heavy one out here. Pounds of product versus the percentage of lean would probably be the thing I'd talk about comparing him to the other cattle. That one to me is just a little bit past his prime. He's approaching 1,700 pounds, just getting real chesty and got plenty of fat, and will have plenty of internal fat when we take him to the rail. He's the flatter made of the trio, and he's the poorest structured of the trio. That's where I have issue with him and making him in consideration out here. Even though he is large frame, long bodied, growthy, and pounds heavy, he's got some structural problems that I just can't get past in my mind. So, with that being said, relatively easy decision for me. Young man, you got the champion dairy steer, and maybe you got reserve. Congratulations.